Hello, lacrosse friends. Welcome to the 2026 Aleš Hřebeský Memorial. We are back underway with bold group action. Thanks so much to Jane Lee Whitehead and Albie Lee Whitehead for jumping in and covering a bunch of games. They are so good, so fun to hear them call games together. Now, we have the defending champion, Victoria Leprechauns, wearing their black. They have blacks and whites this year, no green jerseys. Very interesting. They are up against the Megamen. Speaking of jerseys, maybe one of my favorite Megamen jerseys ever. I am joined by Todd Lloyd here on color. Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you for having me.
We're excited about this one. The Megamen won their game earlier today, and they look very good. They've added a number of players this year, and they are serious about trying to move up. They have done very well in the past. They have been a super competitive team over the years. They won 3 titles in 2008, 2009, 2012, a second in 11 and 13. They were super competitive. They dropped 11th in 2022 and 2023. They didn't like it. They tried to build. They got 4th in 24, 7th last year, and they want to get higher. They want to climb into the Final Four. They want to go for the championship. And they've really built a club, Todd, that looks like they should be able to compete for this.
Yeah, Megamen, they trade a lot of personnel in and out, and they're looking good now.
They've got some added athleticism. They brought in John Lintz. This is Colin Berghoff, one of the lefty forwards from Saskatchewan, very big, talented player. They've got Jordan Cornfield coaching the team, which is a great addition. He's a brilliant lacrosse guy. There's Andrew Hawes, one of the holdovers. A hard rip goes wide, and it is past the outside the net of Peter Dubensky. And here's a chance at the other end. Is that one? Where's that? It's stuck in the gear of starting goaltender Tristan Lomas. And, oh, no, it is Matt Kuhn. That makes sense because Lomas played this morning. So Matt Kuhn has been with this club, was in camp with the Philadelphia Wings last year, or the year before. So a pretty high-level goaltender. And Parker Johnson rips one. That's going to be rigged the other way for Lundy. Colton Lundy, all on his own. Stopped, foot save. Great stop by Kuhn. And here comes Nathan Schultzke. He's been here for a while. He and Tim Zimmel, number 91, both play for the Peterborough Timbermen. And they're going to be playing some senior B-ball in Canada this year. Playing with the Belleville Kodiaks is the plan. And they are doing everything they can, and they're excited about some of the additions to this club. Lintz, of course, an NLL player. Big collision along the boards. Victoria is running again. They did that so well last year. Aiden Saint, an Arena Lacrosse League player, who I was really impressed with this year. I wasn't really familiar with him before. And he has looked very good. They're thrilled about that addition as well. And now Victoria, Braden Hickey driving underneath. Ronan Push, nice job getting down underneath. Push very physical. I noticed this morning he is really popping guys away from the play quite a bit. Here's an outlet pass. Push on the run. Pulls up, spins. Good hustle by Victoria to get out on the floor and take away that transition chance. Push will stay in play. No, he's going to give it up and head off. There's Parker Johnson. Gets it over to Graydon Cornfield wearing that lovely St. Albert Miners hat. Beautiful bucket for him. Loose ball. Victoria comes up with it under some forecheck pressure.
Megamen are so good on forechecking. They'll usually keep 2 or 3 guys on, stay on for the forecheck.
Patrick Foley, though, cleared it there. And the one thing, did he just try and grab the ball with his hand? Schultzke, what are you doing? Have to have a chat with him.
He's going to go.
I don't think well, the ball was turned over anyway, so I think they just said play on. Garrett Winter, Arena Lacrosse League star in the Western Division of that league. Stepan Friedel, a local scores. First goal of the game, Stepan Friedel. The Prague product went to Victoria to play in the Summers and staying with the Leprechauns, and what a shot.
What a shot. Right there, good strong lefty shot. Love to see that.
Just sneaks it between the post and Matt Kuhn. Jim Spillane there to take the draw. He's up against Colt Connect.
Uh-oh.
There's going to be a violation as there was a whole bunch going on at the restraining lines. Both teams trying to establish position. Kemp up at the top. Over to Cornfield. He comes quickly to Parker Johnson. Gets a bit of a pick. Pretty effective defensive play there.
Can't believe he got a shot off there.
Yeah. Will Cookman doing a pretty nice hook onto the arm and spun his Megaman opponent around. If you don't get called, it's a perfectly legal play. Braden Hickey hands it off. Here's Jack Bowie. Hickey takes this pass.
Hickey, absolute jitterbug out there right now.
Yeah, that's pretty much his style. That pass gets away though, and Kuhn will look for an outlet. Trainer will slow things down a little bit. Hands it off to Graydon Cornfield as Megaman complete their change. Just a dozen seconds left on the shot clock. Really nice two-man defense. They're trying to get the ball in, trying to hit Sean Riley.
Sean Riley really good inside. He loves initiating contact inside there.
Couldn't get away from the contact though on that
No.
one, so he's buried, and that pass never gets through. That was Cody Adamson handing the ball off. He's wearing the 25 for the Leprechauns. Friedel going to the net. Misses on that one. Schultzke will pick it up in the back. Really happy to see Cody Adamson here. It's fun. He's a great player. Got his chance. He has been knocking on the door of the National Lacrosse League for so long. Finally, this season got into a game. Played quite well. Got to play with the Halifax Thunderbirds. And, so happy for him that he got that chance last year, I guess, actually, to be an NLL player. One of those guys you always felt, I always felt he's good enough to be there. Always felt he could have played. Just never quite worked out, It's a hard league to make, and even a harder league to stay in. Here's Jack Bowie. Big pick there. Trying to run some interference was Justin Digby. I wonder if he's related to Tyler Digby. They're built very similarly. Adamson can't quite come up with that one. And outlet pass to Dan Rivera. Almost picked off, but it's going to be a breakaway. As Hickey overcommitted. Rivera rips that one a little bit wide.
Couple extracurriculars.
Yeah, Rivera getting into it. Who's that? Patrick Foley. And Rivera. Dan Rivera, a constant transition threat for the Megamen as they are looking to run. They're doing it right now through John Miller. Trainer comes with him, gets that pass, cuts. That's a nice angle. Scores! Great shot back against the grain. That is a beautiful transition goal for the Megamen. We'll get to the replays here in just a moment.
That all started there from Trainer, push and transition.
Love this behind the net shot. You can see he gets across.
Spillane with a face-off win. They have us. Oh,
shot there for Spillane right off the draw. Some pressure from Eric Turner. Aiden Saint's in trouble. He's not going to make the 10 count. He might even give up a breakaway. Good job. One of the Victoria forwards got back off the floor onto the bench to allow a defender to come out. Will Cookman took away the lane. And the Megamen will have to set up in their offense. Bergloff trying to connect there with Haas.
Great
he was knocked down. Outlook pass to Cookman. Cookman's got one with him. He'll rip it himself. Kuhn swallows that up. Here comes Ronan Push. Push will leave it there for Turner coming up to play an offensive set. He's certainly skilled enough to play in the front end. Generally does most of his damage as a defense transition player. Bergloff wants to rip, does so, far corner. And that's just a rocket.
Turner stepping on the O side, immediately getting an assist.
So 2-1 for the Megamen. And really, this is a game they will have had circled since the draw for the positions, for the pools happened. They
Megamen with a win over Moon Bears earlier today.
Yeah,
and now the only other team in their pool is Victoria.
Yeah, a bit of a tough draw for the Moon Bears. Like, they wanted to get up to the goal. They were happy about it. They loved it. And they see the draw with, I mean, this could be the championship game. You never know. I mean, there are lots of other teams. Nova Scotia's going to have a word to say about that. Lots of teams are going to be vying for that. But Nobody
very
would be
good
surprised.
programs.
Yeah, nobody would be shocked if this is the championship. Schultzky running with Turner, and play is blown down. I'm trying to figure out why. Did they seriously just stop a 2-on-1?
Well,
To
just
get the clock
absolutely
fixed?
killed. 2-on-1.
My goodness, why would
Whistle,
you do that?
no penalty, no
You know what?
violation.
We really appreciate the officials. Without the refs, there's no games, and they work hard. I know they try really hard to do the best they absolutely can, but sometimes, that's befuddling.
Nobody's perfect. They work a lot of games out here at this tournament.
They work hard. They're running. They're doing just as much as these players, but at the same time, 2-on-1, let the play out. We'll fix the clock after.
As a player, that's hard. That's hard to move on from.
Friedel trying to even it up. Boy, he is feeling it, taking
Kuhn
his
coming out of the
shots.
net pretty quick.
Yeah, here's Tim Zimmel going for a run. Nice shovel pass ahead to Murph Butler. They've got about a second to get over. Nicely done. Gets it to Bergloff.
Sean
Pass to
Riley didn't
who
even
wasn't
see that
ready
ball.
for it. Yeah, Riley just wasn't looking.
Starting to get later in the day, the sun is starting to become a factor. Half the field right here, right now is shaded. The other half, absolute sunlight coming on.
What time did you play?
We played at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock,
earlier.
you were doing okay. The earlier games, they were having trouble with the sun the other way, right?
Yes.
And then now it's coming this way. It's just the nature. It goes kind of a diagonal across the
It's a
floor
factor.
here.
Playing outdoors, you always got to worry about that.
There was one outlet pass this morning. I think it was JP Fergola threw an outlet right down here, and the guy's looking back. I don't know if it was to
Can't
you.
even see it.
I don't know. Was it to you?
Wasn't to me.
No, okay. It was to somebody, but down in the far right corner from us, and the sun was off to the left, and you just knew he didn't see that ball. So it's tricky. That's part of playing outdoors.
Turner
but
keeping it down.
you also get this, right?
They get a good change.
Beautiful day.
Change 3 of the guys. Full sub here for Megamen.
So you can lose a game in gold division play and still move on, but you get a direct path through the quarterfinals if you win your pool, and that is a huge step. You avoid the playing game, you get one game off. I mean, I know they're short games, but 5 or 6 of them add up over the course of a weekend, especially at this intensity. That shot didn't get through. Friedel trying to grab it, but Kuhn has it.
Kuhn is not scared at all to come out of his net and get that ball. It certainly is an advantage for the defense when he's in net.
They're really happy with the pair of goalies they have this year. Tristan Lomas from Coquitlam and then Kuhn, the Philly guy. They are really comfortable with them both. And Bergloff tries to find a far corner, just misses. They're down to 7 on the shot clock. Connect comes up with it anyway.
Victoria's pushing it, slowing it down.
Yeah, I had to accelerate there just to avoid the over and back. Good heads-up play by Patrick Foley to zip into the offensive zone. Adamson finds the last man off the bench. That was Digby. He leaves it here for Jack Boy, who rips one. That's far side wide. Adamson trying to duck underneath. Nice job by Rob Heffron, but Adamson just spins and gets a good shot off the other way, just off target. The 30 will expire.
Riley Marsh subbed with 3 seconds left. Veteran play right there. He knew that they didn't have any opportunities, got off the floor, stopped the break.
Yeah, so important. That was something I was helping coach the Norwegian women at the She-Box last week, a few days ago. And that's something we were trying to impress upon them. 4 seconds left, 5 seconds left in the shot clock. Somebody needs to come. We need to get defenders out. And I think they all think that means somebody other than them needs to come up. It's a hard skill to learn, right? It's hard.
It's hard to score when you're off the floor.
Well, it is. And also, I mean, a lot of them are really new to playing box-lacrosse, and just playing and trying to think about what's going on and pay attention to the shot clock is a lot. It really is. So here's Graydon Cornfield. He'll backpedal, see what he's got.
Oh, Brendan Murphy got lost there.
Oh. Dubensky smothers that one. They've got a man down the floor, but now he's covered by Schultzky. So Griffin Hall won't get an outlet pass. He's going to go and change. Garrett Winter has it. Gives it to Hickey. Hickey's going to get picked off. Schultzky, he's going to try and run past Hickey. Just misses. Hickey put enough pressure on to make Shulsky think about that from his offside. This is quite a game with 38 seconds left in the first of two 15-minute running time halves. It's all running time except the last 2 minutes of the second half. Adamson, one pick, sets another. Winter trying to find a lane, but Shulsky all over him. Boy, Nate Shulsky is just a dogged defender, and I feel like he's having his best season of lacrosse in his life right now.
Yeah, and Megamen are doing a really good job of getting in shooting lanes. So it looks like Victoria has a little bit of stale offense. But, I mean, in reality, it's really tough to see a shot out there with the Megamen being in shooting lanes.
That one gets away from Ryan Kemp. They're going to run out of time on the shot clock. And on the period, the first half ends. It is 2-1 for the Megamen over the Victoria Leprechauns. And that is, I mean, that is huge because Victoria obviously running through the tournament last year, undefeated, and but it's not like they were waltzing necessarily through the tournament. We're just going to pull up how they did last year on the way to that championship. So last year, Victoria coming from the silver group. They were in Silver C, or sorry, Silver C, Victoria Leprechauns. Their path, they won 5-3 over the Istanbul Sultans, which doesn't make you think that's a team that's going to win the championship. Istanbul's good. Like, they've got players. They had Marshall King, and they had some guys, but still, you know, it's not a walkover. Then they did crush the Frog Pond Maulers, who were pretty shorthanded, 8-1. But then, in their playing game against the Victoria
just
London
squeaked
Knights, just squeaked by. They were trailing, I believe, in that game and had to come back, right? And then another one-goal win over Tel Aviv, Gold Star Tel Aviv. Like, these were close games until the semifinal. They did win fairly handily of 7-4, and they pretty much did have control of that game, it felt like. But the championship game, Nova Scotia Privateers at that time, two-time defending champions. Were you here last year?
I was not here last year. I tuned in the whole time.
So you saw that game.
It was, yeah.
What a game it was. That was amazing, right?
And I'd be a little bit, I don't want to say nervous if I was Megamen, but Victoria's shown from last year that they're able to win handedly.
Yes.
They're also able to win those really tight games that are one-goal games, which makes it tough, getting late into the second period here, the second half.
Yeah.
And, when it's tight, Victoria's very comfortable coming through when it really matters.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a storybook season or tournament for them last year. And but it wasn't like they were just romping through these games. They were facing adversity. So they're not going to be panicked. They know they have a good club. And again, a loss in a gold group game is not crushing. Megamen already know that at least they're going to be in a playing game, having beaten Moon Bears earlier.
Shulsky getting into it a little bit here at their shaying line.
Shulsky annoys people. I like him a lot.
I love his game.
He's so annoying. Who is he bothering there? Braden Hickey.
Yes.
You know what? Braden Hickey actually really annoys people too. So I think it's two kind of sandpaper guys. I mean, smaller guys who are going to assert themselves, right?
Always looking to kind of rile somebody up here. It's a very important part of the game, too.
Megamen slowing it down a little as they get their change completed.
Wide open in the middle.
Oh, what a play. Throw it through to Ronan Push. And the defender shows his hands up front with a really lovely finish.
Just slipped right off that pick. Nobody picked him up. Two guys to ball. He's wide open in the middle there, Stamper.
Such a nice cut. You only have to lose your defender for about a half step. He loses him by about 3 steps. Wide open. Has Dubinsky guessing high and bounces at 5-hole. Just like that, it's 3-1.
I don't see Victoria allowing that again, but we'll see.
No. Now, they've got a bunch of guys back from last year. They also have several new players, so it takes a little time to gel, and defense is really where it's hard to, you got to rely on the chemistry, because the one thing that I think people don't realize, you think about, offense, yeah, you got to get used to playing with each other, but so what? You have an offensive set where nothing happens, well, you just come back out next time. You have a defensive set where it breaks down, they score and everyone's talking about it, right? So there's a little more pressure defensively.
Great defense a lot of times goes unnoticed. Bad defense certainly does not.
Yes. The old saying, a defender's probably had a pretty good game if you didn't notice him for the whole game. Here's Riley Marsh. You duck underneath.
Riley Marsh does such a good job of keeping his head up and finding an open man.
Here's Hickey. He wants to shoot. It's just not there. A little bit of a pick, but good two-man defense. And Push has just been punishing.
I think they should get a reset here if Victoria gets it.
That's going to be an over and back. And Riley Marsh really should have got delayed game there. That should have been a delayed game penalty. Riley Marsh walking between the ball.
Toting the line.
John Lynch did the right thing, just kind of ran into him, right? If the guy's in your way to the ball, run into him, make it clear you're trying to get there. They let it go this time. Cornfield underneath. That's a big save. Did Hřebeský get some of that, or did it?
What they call here?
I don't know. The officials are stopping. It is going to be a penalty. A slashing call on Will Cookman.
On the offense.
Penalties are 1 minute for minors, 3 for majors because of the 30-minute length of games, 2 15-minute running time halves. The penalty doesn't go up until play starts again because you don't want the time ticking off on it until play is blown in.
Victoria extending.
Yeah, they're not sitting back, are they? Here's a chance. Nielsen on the run. Tyson Nielsen wanted the ball, but Liam Phillips opted to hold on, now hands it to him. And they're just going to go into full-on penalty kill mode. The one thing with the 1 minute penalties, you kill one possession, and that's pretty much the penalty. That one was pretty quick, so there will be about 15 seconds, 16 seconds left for the Megamen. And if they can get this one back, Victoria could kill it all. Nice job, Garrett Winter. He's not thinking about killing time, he's thinking about scoring. Kuhn had to make a tough stop.
10 seconds on the penalty here as Megamen get the ball back.
Did Murph Butler not just tap that back in to Matt Kuhn?
I think he got away with it.
Yeah, he may have.
Penalties released. All
Cookman
even here.
Runs in and immediately gets a nice whack. Pass doesn't connect with Bergloff.
Threw it right where the sun is at. I
Good
don't know if
position.
he even saw that ball.
That's quite a battle to come up with that one. And Bergloff gets a fresh 30. Yeah, we've got the sun coming right into the booth. This is the challenging time of day. It's beautiful, though. You can see how the shadows are. It can be a little tricky to see sometimes, right? You guys had, what, shadows? Oh, here's a pickoff. When you played this morning with Moon Bears, you had shadows just kind of creeping across from the bottom left.
We
right?
were good to go for the sun.
Nice pass, well caught.
Great defense there. Great D.
Just knocking down Jack Bowie. Here's Push. Run and Push was on those junior minors teams that were knocking on the door of the Minto Cup. Making leaps and bounds in Alberta lacrosse. The programs have grown so well there. John Lynch is playing with the Megamen as well. Has been a big part of that, along with many others. Nice catch by Lundy. Tried to flip it back over. Couldn't get it to Bowie and is picked off. Pass to Rivera. He'll move it on quickly. That is how you run the break.
Great clear by Megamen.
It looks so easy when you do it well.
I can promise you it's not that easy.
It's really not.
they make it look like it.
Yeah. A lot of it's just knowing where you should be and when you can be where you shouldn't necessarily be, right?
Megamen keeping the ball down.
Cameron Lum is slipping up the floor. He's wearing a San Diego Seals helmet saying, don't pass me the ball, Aiden Saint. But Cody Adamson's good to take a pass. Pops away from him when he gets it back. Adamson scores.
Adamson
Gets him back within one. Kind of a delay, just kind of floating. Looked like he was waiting for the offense to get a little more settled, and then just slips in and sneaks it home.
50-mile-an-hour shot. He just put it right in the right spot, near side.
Oh, is that in the 7-hole?
No.
Yeah, I think does it get between the arm and the body? No, just inside the post. Okay.
Just in the pipe.
That's a great shot.
The way he loaded up for that shot, everything was saying he was going far side. He brought it right back near.
Yeah. Brandon Murphy with the @ all that Murph on the back of his jersey. I remember doing the IBLA Nationals in Huntington Beach, California, back in 2019, right after the Worlds in Langley. And Murph was, I mean, he was a big, oh, what a play. He was a big organizer. He wound up calling games for streams on his phone while he was standing in the penalty box, like standing with one foot on one board and one on the other. I'm like, dude, you're going to kill yourself. Murph can do it all. Murph will do whatever it takes.
Each team has a Murph, huh?
Yeah, well, they hope they have a Murph. If you have, he's out there at the top of the D right now. And the thing is, he can play too. I mean, Victoria's not bringing any passengers along. He is playing. No. He scored a couple of beautiful goals over the last couple of years.
He's earned his way onto this team.
But he just lost his man. We just cursed him, and Bergloff almost took advantage. Just as we're talking about him, eh?
Yeah. Hey, his role's changed a bit with Victoria. He's a little bit more of a stay-at-home defender, and I know he's probably more used to transition.
That's a huge hit from Tim Zimmel. Murph's going to say, stop talking about me, because bad things happen when you are. Almost gives up a goal as he gets turnstiled by Bergloff, sorry, and then flattened by Zimmel.
Riley Marshadax.
Nice little move by Hickey, but all over him crawls right there. George Krallis got right on him, and now
Krallis had that stop there.
Yeah, that's a big shift for him. We promise, Murph, we won't say a word about you next time you're on the floor unless something good happens. One of the all-time beauties as well, Brendan Murphy.
No more.
What's that?
No more talking about him.
Yeah. Well, he's not on right now, so it's okay. Here's Aiden Saint. He's going to look ahead. Looks off Nielsen. Nielsen will head to the bench. Aiden Saint will just bounce it to Cody Adamson. Winter rips that one. Gets into the glove of Matt Kuhn.
I think Kuhn was baiting him to shoot there. He gave him a lot of net and got right there immediately as soon as he shot.
Ronan Push just battles his way through one. Now he's trying to get through two, and that's got to be a hold at some point. No? Okay. Was he not kind of holding on there, you think?
I mean, Push's stick was out for 5 seconds before the hold.
Here's Bergloff. Stopped there by Dubinsky.
Looks like it's going Megamen's way.
Yeah. Are they making a call? What's the call?
Cross check.
Cross check. Okay. Sure. Graydon Cornfield flips it back over. And it doesn't take long for the Megamen to take advantage of that power play. Graydon Cornfield just seconds in. And that is huge, making it a 4-2 game. Now, we've talked about the Shamrocks. That's going to happen once in a while. But the Leprechauns can fight back. They will not feel daunted, but still a 2-goal deficit with less than 5 minutes to play in running time.
With the 1 minute penalties, it almost kind of encourages you to shoot as soon as you see a lane.
Right, because you can get a second. You can get a second possession. Yeah, that's a good point. Riley Marsh.
He has a lane if he likes it.
Kuhn saw it though. I keep wanting to call him Kuhn, but it's Kuhn, right?
Kuhn. Yeah, Matt Kuhn.
I do know that. I know him and his dad is very involved as well, right?
Oh yeah. He plays everywhere. Any team that needs a goalie, he's ready. Out of Philly.
Off the post by Colin Bergloff, up and out to play, fresh 30 for the Megamen. They're pretty happy to have these repossessions and keep the clock ticking. What an upset. Well, I don't know if you call this really an upset if the Megamen hold on, but what a huge story for the defending champions if they were to go down in the first game.
Absolutely loaded up, especially defensively.
Yeah. On the run, Lundy, he's got Nielsen with him.
Great save.
Just got it in the stick. And now Kuhn's looking ahead, gets it to Dan Rivera.
By himself.
Dan Rivera is one of those guys you just see here every year. He just keeps doing stuff like this. He's big and strong and athletic and smart. I just love watching him play.
Most guys with Rivera's size have nowhere near the athleticism as him. Very athletic guy.
Okay, that's got to be a hold when you grab the guy's jersey and you're hanging on. Yeah, no, you know what? As a guy who's Dan Rivera's size and then a bit, I know that it's hard to be that athletic.
It's tough.
I know I'm not. Here's Aiden Saint, speaking of big athletic guys. Strikes me as unfair to be that big and that quick. Riley Marsh hands it off there. Garrett Winters got it. Trying to break down Trainer. Twister off the post. That's a serious twister.
It's a good, very good reset for Victoria.
2:45 on the tick on the clock. Oh no, it gets away from Bowie. That's going to be a loose ball push.
Murph tried to take a push there.
Looked pretty solid push, didn't it? Victoria gets it back. Winter off the crossbar.
Another one.
Push is taken off after it.
Bad bounce for push here.
Big spin, put it right back over him. He actually was running onto the ball and it bounced behind him with all that spin.
Killed their break. Victoria got a guy on, stopped the break.
Bergloff hands it off to Cornfield. Coming up to 2 minutes, which will be stop time at that point. Haas driving, and then a really nice defensive play by Cookman. Now Johnson tries to go, and there's a nice defensive play. Boy, the Leprechauns really...
One of their better D shifts right there.
That was Gannett with the second play.
1:45. I'm curious if Victoria's going to pull the goalie or anything like that. Down 2 here.
Yeah, we'll see. So far, nothing. Not this shift. Next time, maybe. Hickey gets that one back. They've got 8 on the shot clock. He's just going to let it fly. That will get not up and out of play, so it's going to be possession to the Megamen.
Huge loose ball.
Fling it ahead to John Miller. He might want to just pull that one back. Yeah, there you go. I think that's the wise decision. Let the clock keep ticking. Eric Turner. Speaking of wise, heady veteran, shot by Graydon Cornfield. Turner gets it back, scores! That is a dagger. Eric Turner is so good. He just, he did absolutely everything for the Alberta Warriors last year. The Megamen thrilled to have him, and look at this play.
Well, even on that play, he would have had the assist, gets a loose ball off the boards, easy 5-hole for him.
It's a pretty big defensive mistake here, as you see. The ball pops up and just going for the stick. You just got to get body position. You can see the Victoria defender knew what he did.
I don't think Hřebeský was ready for that one. I don't think he thought he was going to shoot it.
Here's Schultzky. Under a minute.
Trying to kill clock right now, I think.
Yeah.
They're keeping transition players on the floor.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Schultzky would love to score a diving dunk goal, but that's not what they need at the moment.
Hey, wouldn't we all?
Yeah. And in the last few seconds of the shot clock, they'll just lob it into the corner. Patrick Foley is going to run with it. Thought he was going to just pull up and rip a pass.
I don't understand why Victoria isn't pulling the goalie here. It's kind of the only shot they have. Get 6 on 5.
Yeah, I mean, 3 goals in 24 seconds is a bit rich. So
Marsh just off on that shot there. He a little dip and dunk.
Gets loose. Zimmel knocks it free, shovels it ahead. Here's a chance, another save by Kuhn. So it's not like the Leprechauns haven't had chances. Kuhn's been very good. I think as the clock goes, it's a 5-2 win. The defending champions go down. And a phrase not too many people would have expected you might be able to say is that I think Matt Kuhn outplayed Pete Hřebeský in that game.
Matt Kuhn had a phenomenal game, and not only stopping the ball, but I mean being active outside of the crease. He set a hard pick early in the game, came out, he snagged a couple loose balls outside the crease. Great outlets all game. He looked really sharp tonight.
Next up, we will have the opening ceremonies for the tournament. I know we've had a bunch of games, but the ceremonies will come up next. Make sure you stay tuned for that. And then one of the exciting matches of every Hřebeský is the post-opening ceremonies game. The home team, LC Custodes, this year playing Alberta lacrosse, and that is electric. The stands are packed. Aleš Hřebeský's mother is here every year for the opening ceremonies. You know, the tournament named after Aleš, who was tragically lost in an accident, well, over 30 years ago now. This is the 31st Hřebeský Memorial, and it's a fantastic event. Stay tuned for the opening ceremonies, and we've got 3 more games coming later, so stick with us. We will talk to you soon.